A question I get asked all the time is whether I reuse my compost, and the simple answer is yes, pretty much all the time. The only time I wouldn't is if there was a specific disease that could come back the next year. So with dahlias, you've got that dahlia gall, however you say it. I wouldn't reuse that compost for dahlias the next year. These are my 43 litre tomato tubs. The compost in here has been going for probably 3 or 4 years, and all I do every October when I harvest all my tomatoes is I just top it up with an inch or two of fresh compost, and that's it. I don't really do anything else. What I might do is in spring, when I replant my tomatoes, I may use some kind of chicken manure pellets or bloodfish and bone, whatever I've got at hand. I'm not really that fussy. And yeah, that's it. I honestly do not have the time or the energy to be changing the compost in these big tubs. I mean, you can't see it on here, but I've got 10 of these. So I'm just not going to do it. So I reuse them. But what I think makes the difference is in here I have lots and lots of worms, loads of them. So when I cut my tomatoes down, you can sort of see it on this one, I leave some of my tomato stalk and all the roots attached to it, and they're always gone by the time spring comes around. So I think it gives the worms a little bit of extra food. So they keep it lovely, and I genuinely think that is why I have some really great tomato harvests, especially for growing in pots. Personally, mine do much better outside in these than they do in the greenhouse. So all I'm going to do is I've got Equigrow's peat-free compost. I'm just going to add a couple of handfuls. It's my first time using this compost. They sent it to me to try, and I must admit, so far I'm really happy with the quality. Looks great. One more. There. I do this even if my tomatoes have had blight. So in 2021 I had terrible blight, and I got it early in the season. Pretty much got barely any tomatoes, which was a shame. So again, I just did exactly the same thing, cut them down, topped up with fresh compost. 2022, fantastic year, no blight at all, not that I can remember anyway, and it was absolutely brilliant. So reusing the blighted compost made absolutely no difference at all. This year, 23, it did get blight, but literally only kind of in the last few weeks have I really noticed it, and it was the end of the season anyway. So again, I don't think blight has really had any effect on reusing the tomato compost. So I wouldn't worry if that's something that you've had this year and you weren't really sure what to do with the compost. I'm sure it'll be fine. And now that is ready for me to plant my garlic into over winter. Now, if you would like more information on how I grow my garlic in these tubs alongside my tomatoes, then have a look out for my next video.